Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Wassalatu wassalamu ala Rasulullah wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa ajma'in. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Jazakallah khair for joining me as I go through different hadiths pertaining to the virtues of the Qur'an. Today we'll be going through a hadith narrated in Sahih Muslim on the authority of Abu Huraira radiyallahu anhu, where the Prophet ﷺ said, وَمَا اجْتَمَعَ قَوْمٌ فِي بَيْتٍ مِّن بُيُوتِ اللَّهِ يَتْلُو كِتَابُ اللَّهِ وَيَتَدَارَسُونَهُ بَيْنَهُمْ إِلَّا نَزَلَتْ عَلَيْهِمُ السَّكِينَةُ وَغَشِيَتْهُمُ الرَّحْمَةُ وَحَفَّتْهُمُ الْمَلَائِكَةُ وَذَكَرَهُمُ اللَّهُ فِي مَنْ عِنْدَهُ. So, no group of people gathered together in a house from the houses of Allah recite the Qur'an and then study it between them, except that tranquility will descend upon them, mercy will envelop them, the angels will surround them, and Allah will mention them by name to those near him. In other words, the angels, the noble angels next to him. So, let's start at the beginning. So first of all, a group of people. Here, once again, we see how the importance our Prophet ﷺ put on advising others and helping each other and the community. So we do not confine ourselves to learning by ourselves. We don't confine ourselves to just benefiting us, but we should try and benefit others as well. Also, in a gathering, we find that it helps us focus a little bit, as we can easily get distracted in the group. So where is it taking place? It's taking place in one of the houses of Allah, and this is typically meant to be a masajid, but scholars have also extended this to other communal places where learning occurs, such as madaris and other places. The benefits of this is that we manifest the words of Allah and spread the words of Allah. There might be bystanders, just people attending for the communal prayers at the masjid. These people, when they hear the recitation of the Qur'an, they can benefit from this, as well as being intrigued to join in with the discussions that take place afterwards. So, what's mentioned next? They will recite the Qur'an. There's a few different ways of doing this. First of all, one person could recite, and then they can discuss about what has been recited. This is typically what you see when a teacher comes and teaches a class. The other way is for a group of people to sit in a circle and then recite one by one, maybe one ayat each, maybe one page each, and then discuss the Quran between themselves. Any way you do it is fine. However, in this hadith, it doesn't mention that all of them are reciting together, and this should really be avoided, as when you hear the Quran being recited, you should listen attentively and try and reflect and understand. Another benefit of reciting together is that you can correct one another's recitation and tajweed as well. So while tilawat is an important part of the Quran, ultimately there's a message behind it, and therefore it must be studied, and it must be studied well for us to be guided as well. So in this gathering, they will teach one another about the Quranic sciences and other knowledges pertaining to the Qur'an that it contains. So what will happen to these people? Tranquility descends upon them. In the Qur'an, it's mentioned in Surah Ra'ad, verse number 28, if I'm not mistaken. أَلَا بِذِكْرِ اللَّهِ تَطْمَئِنُّ الْقُلُوبُ. No doubt, in the remembrance of Allah, do hearts find peace and tranquility. So after this, Allah's mercy surrounds them, and the angels of mercy also surround them. So this adds a degree of protection and honor to these people. Finally, Allah mentions those people to those around him, so the noble angels that are nearest to him. Nowadays, people are dying to get a shout out on Instagram or Facebook. It's very important to us to get this. It gives us a sense of pride, especially if it's from a celebrity or someone big. Now imagine if the King of Kings, our Lord Allah mentions you to the noblest of angels from above the seven heavens, imagine how this would feel. This is how important it is. This should drive us to be in gatherings where Qur'an is being recited and studied. This should be a clear enticement for us to recite and study the Qur'an together. Now, may Allah help us revive this sunnah of reciting the Qur'an together and not be ashamed of it. May Allah make us of those who study and learn the Qur'an together. May Allah envelop us with His infinite mercy and mention us most frequently to His noble angels. Ameen. Wa jazakumullah khair. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.